Hello, everybody watching, and hello, Steve. Welcome back to the SaaSberry AI Podcast. Today, we're going to have a conversation about ChatGPT, AI, a bunch of stuff. So let's dive right into it.
Great. That's thanks for opening up, Chase. So what we're going to talk today is about something that was released by OpenAI on July 17th, and that is the OpenAI ChatGPT Agent. So, what exactly is this? Well, you guys may or may not be familiar with Manus and Operator that came out a few months ago as well. But these are what's called computer using agents, right? But what's special about ChatGPT Agent is that it combines Operator and the deep research model, deep research feature they have, as well as a few other things that's optimized to make it a very powerful standalone agent, for lack of a word for it, that does a lot of things for you that you couldn't do before, right? If anybody's have tried Operator, they probably noticed that in some use cases, especially complex use cases, you run into problems. You run into the point where they get stuck. It takes a long time, and you just couldn't go beyond that, right? But this ChatGPT agent is based on my own testing and some of the things I've seen other people do. Is great. It does do a lot of these really complex things very well done. Just be patient because some of the time it does run for quite a few minutes. One of the research tasks I gave it literally ran over 10 minutes when I was researching a specific topic that I wanted to deep dive on. So yeah, this try it out. It's a lot of fun, and it's actually a very it is eye opening how capable it is.
Yeah, I need to try that out. I haven't dove into that yet, but it seems super cool.
And if you're wondering how to use it, it's now available for anyone with a pro or team or whatever or plus account that they have with OpenAI. So
So anybody
yeah,
with a subscription, anyone with a sub can just use this new feature now.
yeah, exactly. So.
With this new ChatGPT agent mode, like what kind of use cases do you see?
So the one thing that I can see a lot of people doing, especially if you're a knowledge worker or someone who's in an organization that does a lot of deep diving into things, right? So let's say if you're a government think tank, you need to do you in the academia and you need to start figuring out a very complex topic in the sciences, or if you're a financial analyst and you're trying to understand crypto, for example, and a very specific thing with crypto, for example, what happened in the previous week with the new rules in the U.S. that came out with crypto and that triggered increase in volume with crypto the last weeks. And even understanding geopolitical things, right? Or so let's something more pragmatic. You're planning a wedding, right? I saw this example on Reuters. You were smart enough to help you pick a wedding dress, go through the process of purchasing, making sure everyone make recommendations on what everyone should wear, figure out where everybody should rent the items from, to a point where you're again just short of payment, but payment is possible, and that's actually one of the things that that's very neat. So ChatGPT agent comes with connectors, and this is the tooling aspect of it, right? So you can use it to connect to say Gmail or some other specific connectors that is available right now, and it can also do those things. Now with computer use agents like Operator before, it was actually doing it on the screen on your behalf, so it's like working in the browser, right? But this one, because of the connectors, it can go on the back end like what you would do in API, but with the power of AI agents to do it autonomously for you. So
With this new tool, this ChatGPT agent, are you able to, so what you do you go in and you like kind of tell it what kind of agent you're looking for? So say you're having the wedding, you say, I'm having a wedding, and you explain it all, and then it just like programs itself to be a perfect agent for that. Or if you're doing it for
it,
your business, same thing.
um, yeah, it's more like a really smart personal assistant, but more of a personal assistant for task by task, right? So you like the say you're organizing an event, right? You will do a lot of things that you would need to do in an organization of the event, but in a very autonomous way where you can trust it to do a lot of the right things, and it will be able to carry out these actions for you, including creating the invites and then sending it to if it has access to your contacts, right? So
That's cool. So it's just like your own little personal assistant.
yeah,
And
yeah,
but I guess you would have to explain to it still what your situation is before you get started into the actual assistant part of it though.
absolutely. And with any kind of AI agents, you always need to give it context. Context being the more it knows, the better the outcome is going to be, right? And some of these things, when you need to set up the connectors beforehand, else it can guess your password. It's not a mind reader; it's still AI, right? And it's still something that requires your intervention at least once to get things going. So let's talk about performance. Ran through, yeah, the performance part is actually quite interesting because they put it through a couple of tests, right? The humanities last exam, which is this famous complex test with very which requires a lot of reasoning, planning to execute the exam, right? So, and the other one is the frontier math benchmark, which was actually I believe that one was it had human participants as well, was competing in a kind of a competition. So in the humanities last exam, it achieved 41.6%, and the frontier math benchmark is 27.4. Now those are actually, they may sound like, oh geez, it's less than 50%. Those are actually great improvements over what it was previously. Far better than what humans can pull off in those. These are very challenging exams. But one thing I should mention though is that it uses a very optimized high performance model. Now, it's not GPT-5, but it is not just a standalone O3 reasoning model or a O4 sorry or a 4.1 frontier model as well. It's something beyond that. So it's quite impressive, the performance. So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get in there and test it for myself. It sounds super cool.
yeah,
I feel like I
test
could use it
test
for a
drive
lot of
it.
things. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
try
test
and
drive.
make it do all sorts of interesting things to, you know, build you a band, right?
Yeah, sure.
And then invite a bunch of people to come attend the concert for you. So
It's
so
a good idea.
yeah, yeah, it's very capable. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Could you explain to us how this ChatGPT agent fits into the broader trend of agentic AI?
yeah. So I now this is where I differ from a lot of people slightly, I'm saying this more from the point of view of we build agents, right? So we this is more of a personal agent, in my opinion. It uh, a, I can be proof. I probably will be proven wrong by people who use it and use it from a where they deploy to multiple people use. But the reality is that this is from what I've seen being used and from me using it myself, is like your own personal assistant that's very powerful and can do things with less instructions than before, right? What they call the agent mode in ChatGPT. So it is, I think, to try and have it in a large scale. uh, to do the same thing for everyone in your, say, your department. That's I wouldn't say that's the best use case to start out with, because you really should try it out as your own personal assistant first. So
So why do you think earlier agents like struggled to do tasks like this? How is OpenAI gonna like overcome those limitations?
so they the earlier version of Operator used the O3 and the O4 mini model to and built on those. It just wasn't. It was great, but like I mentioned earlier, kept running into you kept getting stuck, right, when you do something very, very complex. And I think they learned a lesson from that. And with every single feature or every single service that it came up with, when it comes to, or product that they come up with when it comes to OpenAI or any other company like Manus, for example, we will require iteration. They will release it. It looks great, and then they run into issues. They run into blockers. They run into challenges, and then they iterate it, figure out how they can change it differently. So in this situation, what they did was they gave it a very high performance optimized model. In addition to combining it with the research, the deep research aspect, and as well as the tooling aspect. And all these three things make it a phenomenal agent to work with. Now, I'm sure that once they release another version of this and or something, a variant of this in a few months, this will be old news. But for now, this is amazing. It performs better than anything I've seen Manus able to do. So
Mhm. So do you really see a potential like productivity gain from using this for professionals in
oh,
professional fields?
absolutely. Anyone who does a lot of research, anyone who do things that require a lot of planning, um, when which they thought it would be challenging because they have to send emails, book certain things, uh, pay for X, pay for Y. There's a lot of these things that you can now delegate to the agent to do, because now you can trust it more. It's more capable of doing it right. That those kind of tasks you can hand off to ChatGPT agent.
So this ChatGPT agent will literally be able to do things for you on the internet, like outside of ChatGPT's system.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. And I think that it's you will, because of the connectors, and that's the tooling aspect. You will go out and do things, and I don't recall how many connectors are released in the last week, but
Mhm.
on the initial release. But I believe there's quite a few that make it very, very worthwhile to start. Right.
Mhm.
So
Could you see this agent being able to say post for you on social media and take things from your own
yes, that's
accounts?
that's a great use case right there. I think so. You can rely on it to do a lot of these posts and actually generate the content for a lot of these posts, as well as do things like, well, say if you have a coder, um, pull requests, review pull requests, and complete them, or provision databases, or provision resources for your coding tasks. All these things, to trust it to be able to do it well and do it properly. I think this is a very capable agent for those type of
Mhm.
things. Hey,
Well, yeah,
you might even be able to get it to do your shopping for you, right?
yeah, that'd be cool too.
Yeah,
Well, I feel like eventually everybody's going to be using these agents, and I guess it's just like a good time to get ahead and get started early and
yeah,
get an advantage right now if you start
yeah.
now with these agents, I think.
This is actually a great opportunity to talk about. A lot of people have this perception that the East, China is really ahead of us when it comes to AI, and I think that's an incorrect generalization, right? There are certain areas where China is leading, and that when it comes to uh, adoption by the industrial use, adoption by
Hmm.
businesses, in the enterprise space, and a lot of it has to do with state policy in China, right? But in North America, we're still leading when it comes to foundational technology, all these building all these frontier models, price grade governance, do things that's very specific to knowledge work, research, and things like this. This product, ChatGPT Agent. I think this one is great. It's profoundly powerful, and it's groundbreaking the way it uses tools, right? And do it well. So I think that this proves that we're still hating in many instances. We are lagging in others, but generally speaking, I think on balance we're still leading. So
Cool. Well, before we close up, should we just talk a little bit about some AI generated videos and stuff for
yes, yeah,
for
yes,
fun?
yeah. So Chase, you've been doing a lot of AI generated video, and this you've been using multiple tools to do these. And again, the ability for it to to be in sync with the mouth movement,
Hmm.
with what it's saying is amazing, right? So
Hmm.
tell me what your experience has been in the last little while. So,
Well, it's been really cool being able to make videos and the way all the AI video apps, they're growing so fast. Like I feel like 2 months ago you couldn't even have sound or people talking in the videos, and then 2 months later you can have people having full-on conversations. So my goal is pretty soon here to make videos that you can't even tell it's AI, and I think I'm going to be able to do that pretty well in the upcoming months here, and that's my goal because everybody is so overloaded with AI videos nowadays. I feel like they want real stuff, and I feel like if you can make an AI video look real, then it'll have a better effect. But I've been really messing with this lately, where I'm making what's it called? CGI kind of with AI. So what
mhm.
I'll do, I don't know if I can share my screen on here.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, there's a share.
So what I was testing here today was for a video I'm making. So it's a real footage of Steve, and then what I was doing is taking the last frame and then putting the last frame into AI to
Oh,
continue
nice.
the video. So like stuff like
So
this.
today we are going to be
Oh
talking
wait,
about.
I like this one more,
Oh,
and I like this. And then I'm trying to do it, but it takes a few generations to get one you really
yeah,
like.
yeah, yeah.
But
That's pretty
uh,
damn cool. Yeah,
I kind of don't like how that one that's more of a transition, but I want to just have like
yeah.
the people walk into the frame. I've
Where
been
did this
trying to
fella
get
go?
them to do it. Like they're just
That's
walking in.
cool.
But I don't know. I'm just testing it out. But it's
This
cool to
is
be,
funny.
yeah, to be
You know
able
what?
to,
This is great for making outtakes.
for making what?
Outtakes. Like movies, you have outtakes
Oh
at the
yeah,
end.
yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
this would be awesome.
It would be. That's what I'm trying to figure out how to make some good ones. But yeah,
Okay, I got to jet because I have a meeting in some minutes. So let's just wrap this one out. So
sounds good. Well, guys, thank you for being here at the AI pod, or I'll restart. Thank you everybody for watching the SaaSberry AI podcast. Thank you for joining us today, Steve. And next week we'll have a guest on hopefully, and we'll talk some more tech.
awesome. Thanks, Chase, and have a great weekend.
You as well. Have a good weekend.